What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about Canadian news because, as an American, I never get to hear about Canadian news here in the United States from any of our news or media. So today, I'd like to take some time to learn about the current news and events happening in Canada right now that I otherwise would never get to hear about. So let's take a look, starting with how Canadian researchers are trying to win the battle against a stubborn wheat disease. Wheat disease? Last week when I took a look at the Canadian news in another video, we were reading about the listeria in Canada. Listeria, like some disease in the milk in Canada. And now this week it's like stubborn wheat diseases? What is going on in Canada? Is everything okay? With what are all these like crazy diseases and stuff? How Canadian researchers are trying to win the battle against stubborn wheat disease. Not the wheat, not the bread. Tan spot, not the most dangerous pathogen. Well, that's good. If you're battling pathogens nonstop, not the most dangerous, but it's a persistent in causing damage. Really, is this a danger to humans, like the listeria thing? Or is this like just killing crops in Canada? Either way, it's not great, but researchers in southern Alberta are trying to get the upper hand in a battle against a stubborn disease that wipes out up to 10% of Canada's wheat crop. Okay. My heart was sinking. I was like, that wipes out up to 10% of Canadians. It's like, no. 10% of Canada's wheat crops. Okay. Bad, but not as bad as like 10% of the population dying. The wheat crop, and it's costing farmers millions of dollars. It's called tan spot disease, a fungal infection. For the small tan-colored lesions it creates on green leaves of the wheat plants. Oh my god. So I'm guessing you don't want to eat this stuff either, right? It's killing wheat in Canada, probably driving up prices of wheat in Canada. It's not good, but it doesn't seem to be like actually harming human beings physically, like with a pathogen. So that's like the silver lining, maybe? I don't Let's keep going. Canada is banning sales of flavored nicotine pouches in convenience stores and gas stations. Well, a bunch of teenagers just threw up their heads and yelled to the heavens, saying, "No! Not my flavored nicotine!" That's interesting. And I'm sure there's a lot of adults as well who enjoy these nicotine pouches. That's different than chewing tobacco, right? I've heard of Zyn pouches. It's all the rage in the United States as well. I didn't know that they were flavored. Interesting that Canada has legalized marijuana, but is banning flavored nicotine pouches. Interesting. They're going to have 6 months to change labels and ads. Oh my gosh. Starting next week, the federal government will impose restrictions on nicotine pouches, making it illegal to sell them anywhere but behind a pharmacy counter? A pharmacy? You gotta go to the pharmacy to get nicotine? I've never heard of that before. Never. That's interesting. Like you need a prescription for like the nicotine pouches? Or what doctor is gonna do that? Like these are just strictly bad for your health. Like, I think people can make decisions over what they want to do with their own personal health. So, but make no mistake, this is obviously just something I don't think anyone would argue it's not good for your health. But whether you do it or not, whatever. The pouches, going by the brand name Zonic, will be banned from convenience stores and gas stations. Okay. It's all the stuff that's designed to target youth. That's kind of what happened in the United States. This is reminding me of vapes. If you know, like e vapes or e cigarettes, um, flavored vaping, very very popular in the United States. They were worried it was targeting kids too much, like strawberry banana flavored e-cigarettes, and it's like, okay, is it targeting the kids too much with these fruity tooty flavors? And maybe, I don't know. As a default, maybe this is the American in me, but it's like I guess I default to the freedom of just, like, chew. If you want the flavored nicotine, if you want the pouches, or sure, you should be able to just get it, like, uh, so I don't know. I don't know what Canadians think either about the banning of all this stuff, but I had not heard about that. That's interesting. I didn't know that was like a major concern. I suppose it will be a health benefit to people. I guess you can argue that. What else do we have here? As wildfire risk recedes, Jasper business owners are eager to reopen. Oh, this is great. Is this an update on the Jasper wildfires? This is also something that we've been following week to week in the Canadian news. So this is fantastic. Okay. Icefield Parkway reopens as community prepares for the return of visitors. Oh my God. Then you look at like the photos here and it's like, really? Are they really preparing for the eventual return of visitors? Like, look at it. How sad is this? Just awful. Just awful. Wow, the road to recovery is starting to clear for businesses in Jasper a month after 25,000 visitors and residents were forced to flee the raging wildfire. Just a month later, it's great to hear that already so soon the road to recovery is starting to make itself apparent. Maybe businesses are going to open, maybe tourism, and more importantly, the people who live there maybe can return to their homes, try to rebuild, or I don't know if some of the people had like fire home insurance. That would have been good probably. But man, I'm sure this is such a horrible situation for thousands of people. While Jasper National Park and the town are still closed to visitors, on Friday the Park Service announced it had reopened the road south through the Rocky Mountains. That is key for tourists. Okay, a good sign. Huh. How much has been done in terms of like the residents getting their homes back, and because businesses are trying to reopen already? And get bring back the tourism? Really? That sounds like Jasper is like really doing better than I even had thought. So this is a great update, really. Um, they're launching a 5,000 to 15,000 low interest loan program to help businesses there. That's good. Residents are returning as reentry begins. Jasper residents feeling mix of emotions after returning home. So Jasper residents are returning home. That's great. That's great to hear. Obviously, doesn't really. Now it's just kind of like an uphill battle. You're returning home to what exactly? That is, and how are you going to fix everything? That's the horrible reality for a lot of people, I'm sure. But for me, I guess it's just nice to hear that there's even like the first steps are being taken to bring Jasper back to life. So that's some better news there. Good. What else here? Troubled water. How a cyanide spill at Yukon's Eagle Mine has unsettled local residents. Yeah, a cyanide spill. Oh, whoopsie! Whoops! Oh, spilled the cyanide. Isn't that like a deadly poison? How can it? I can't even speak. This sounds so bad. It's in the Yukon's Eagle Gold Mine. It's a catastrophic failure. the release of hundreds of millions of liters of toxic cyanide into the environment. Oh my god. I had not heard about this. This is in the Yukon, huh? I definitely don't hear much news about the Yukon. Oh my god. That is insane. Did it get into like, I hope I hope it's not affecting the people there too much. It's obviously wreaking havoc on the environment there. It's horrible. And a self-proclaimed catastrophic failure on all levels. What on earth? I just wasn't expecting like a cyanide spill in Canada. What is going on? What else do we have here? How using microbes to mine human waste for power could help reduce reliance on fossil fuels. What now? What is this? Did I read this correctly? How using microbes to mine human waste, poop, for lack of a better word. That's what we're talking about. We're mining poop for power. It almost sounds catchy. Poop for power! Like, you could run a campaign on that. But help reduce reliance on fossil fuels. I mean, I'm joking around about this because it's unorthodox, but maybe this is a good idea. They created a British Columbian sewage plant that can be cleaned and sold back to a provincial gas provider. No kidding. Oh, look, generating power from poop. Yeah, that's the short of it, isn't it? We usually don't think about what happens after we flush our waste, but a team of British Columbian researchers is experimenting with ways to convert our sewage into energy. Poop power! I can't stop making jokes about this because it is a little funny, but honestly, sounds cool. Like, I can't really criticize this if they're trying to find ways of turning sewage into renewable energy and reducing, like, damage to the environment and reliance on fossil fuels. How can I really criticize it? It's just, I've never heard of this before. How? Oh, microbes do it. Microbes turn our waste into energy? Pioneering ways to extract energy from wastewater. Cool, great, wonderful. Like, I really hope they succeed in this. I mean, that's great. It's just kind of funny. Great, okay. No way. All right. Canadian residents face the longest waits in the world for U.S. visas. Really? This is for Canadians who want to, visit the United States? Immigrate to the United States? Or there's Canadians out there who want to do that? Well, welcome! Apparently not for a while, apparently. Really, Canadians have the longest wait times. Interesting. I just didn't know there were so many Canadians trying to come to the United States. How nice. Usually I think of it as the other way around, where Americans are trying to escape to Canada. So that's a different perspective for me. Woman charged with murder in Montreal cryptocurrency kidnapping case. Why? Of course. Why not? Whooping cough outbreak declared across New Brunswick. Whooping cough. That's one of those things I've heard about, but I'm not sure how serious that is. 141 cases, up from 11. There's an outbreak in New Brunswick of whooping cough. How serious is this? Highly contagious. Whooping cough, or pertussis. Oh, I've heard of pertussis. Okay. Highly contagious disease, easily transmitted, droplets through the nose. Oh, this is all sounding so familiar. Oh, God. Mild cough. Oh, no, not that. Oh, no, don't start with this again. The droplets and the coughing and the outbreaks. Please, please, don't. Please don't be a thing. Please tell me this is nothing. It is very serious. It's serious in babies and young children. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Vaccines are available. I think this vaccine is like pretty well known and well tested. Isn't pertussis like I feel like does everyone get that one like growing up? I thought so. That sounds familiar to me. Um okay. Well, I really hope that's not going to turn into a thing. uh let's keep going here. Oh, Air Canada pilots are voting to go on strike. Oh, wow, Air Canada. So this is like a Canadian airline? It's going on strike. Wages and scheduling remain sticking points. Oh my God, if Canada's airlines are going on strike, this could be huge, right? Huge. They voted to approve the strike as early as September 17th. Wow. Next month? No way. Oh gosh, this would be terrible, right? This would be terrible for Canada. Like if I don't know how big Air Canada is as an airline. I mean, it's called Air Canada. Sounds pretty important. If it goes on strike, I can't even imagine how annoying that would be. Wow. Wow. Mpox is now a global public health emergency. Oh my god, dude, can we No. No. No, why? Why are there so many things today? Just in general, in this world and Canada, apparently. Like there's that grain disease, that tan disease, the first article we looked at, infecting Canada's crops. There's the whooping cough we just looked at. Here's the monkeypox, which apparently is too silly of a name. It kind of makes me chuckle. Monkeypox, like you're going to turn into a monkey or something. Now it's called Mpox, I guess. There's just too many things. There's just too many things. Too many airborne diseases going on these days. Do I Can we just go back to the way things were? I don't know why this was never a problem back, I don't know, when I was a kid. Like maybe I was just ignorant of all the horrors of the world, but now it just seems like there's so much stuff that can kill you or give you a cough at least. The risk to most people in countries where an outbreak are low, but there are precautions to take. Do I need to worry? That is the question. That is the burning question on everyone's mind. An individual's risk of contracting Mpox, which causes rashes, varies. They can experience fever, enlarged lymph nodes, muscle aches, headaches, respiratory symptoms. It's in the same family of virus as smallpox. Jeez. Am I at risk? You get it through the spread. It spreads through close physical contact, skin to skin, sexual activities. Okay. Okay. Be careful who you're rubbing up against. Oh, wow. So it causes rashes, bumps. It's transmitted if you get in touch with their skin lesions, by the sound of it. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. All right. Why Ottawa police chased, beat, and arrested the wrong man? Huh? Oh my, I'm today is kind of crazy in Canadian news. I'm not going to lie. Kind of crazy. What is all this? Like what is this? This is not a story I would expect to hear in Canada. This is something I would expect to hear in the United States, to be honest. Why Ottawa police chased, beat, and then arrested the wrong man? Why? Why? I want to hear now. Why did they do that? They beat a young black man in a case of mistaken identity. That's not good. It's not good at all. I assume this young man is like going to sue them, and rightfully so, honestly. A Starbucks employee had called police with a mistaken report. What? More detail about the level of police force that was used, including a closed fist strike. They punched him with a closed fist so hard that the officer's hand bled. he punched him so hard. Police feared he had a weapon. Well, he was probably fearing that he was going to get punched in the face, and he was. What? What? Anything else on this? I don't know. That's kind of... They told him to keep his hands up and get on his knees, but he shoved his hands down the front of his waistband. Okay, at least there's something here, like, that's... Obviously, if the police are yelling at you, if you've done nothing wrong, I understand your frustration. You're like, why are the police doing this? Like, yelling at me, accusing me of a crime that I didn't commit, mistaking me, a black man, mistaking me for another black man. So there's some sort of like prejudice implications there, even. Um, so I understand his frustration with like I don't have to cooperate, but if the police are yelling at you, unfortunately, like for the sake of I don't know yourself and society, you probably should just go along with it, comply, then submit a complaint or lawsuit later. But don't cause a if you stick your hands down your pants like you're going for a weapon, like I understand the police are going to interpret it that way, for better or for worse. In this case, for worse, the police, are going to assume that you're going for a weapon. And I've seen videos where police get shot by people and killed because they don't assume that individual is going for a weapon, and they pay the price. The police, they are in danger being on the front lines of crime. And there's videos out there of when police don't act quick enough. Someone sticks their hand down their pants and they shoot the police in the head. That does happen. So I understand both sides here, but it's just never good hearing like they chased down the wrong guy, beat him up, and arrested him, like, on its face. That's terrible. Oh my gosh. Can't believe that happened. Wow. In Canada, too. Again, something you hear about in the United States, really. That'd just be business as usual, honestly. But anyway, I think that's a good place to stop. This was a pretty crazy day in Canadian news, my goodness. Diseases, like, galore all around. Everything's gonna kill you. I'm just joking. I don't want to like send everyone into a depression or panic here, but it's funny how many things are happening with like mpox, whooping cough, grain diseases. Yeah, it's good to be aware of though. A lot of this stuff happening in Canada too. Wow, that's why I do enjoy getting these updates in Canadian news. Jasper's doing a little bit better. That was good to hear about. So I did enjoy getting up to date today. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on this Canadian news this week or any other Canadian news that I missed that I should know about. That'd be great to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.